They talk endlessly about the body's wear and tear, about fading youth and growing aches. But how often does anyone truly acknowledge what happens to the very essence of you as the years gently fold into decades? It's a truth whispered in shadows, a societal silence surrounding the most profound journey of all. What becomes of the soul in our golden years? Imagine for a moment if you knew the incredible, often hidden secrets of your own spirit, a spirit that doesn't dwindle or dim, but instead expands, learns, and seeks even deeper wisdom with every passing moment, right up until life's final curtain. This isn't just about aging, it's about awakening to a power within you that the world often forgets. A vibrant spiritual life that defies the common narrative of decline. If you've ever felt that subtle, inexplicable shift inside, that growing clarity or a feeling of deeper connection, then listen closely. Because what you're about to discover might just change how you see your entire existence and yourself. Many discussions focus on the physical changes that come with age, the lines etched by time, the slowing pace, the various ailments that emerge. Yet rarely do we hear an honest conversation about the remarkable transformation happening within us, specifically concerning the soul as we navigate our later years. There's a quiet understanding, a collective societal silence, as if it's an unspoken rule not to acknowledge that deep within every senior, there resides a soul utterly untouched by the hands of time. This soul doesn't age, it doesn't lose its vibrant energy or resign itself to the mere passage of days. Instead, it continues its profound journey of growth, learning, and seeking deeper answers, evolving and expanding until the very last breath. Visionaries like Dolores Cannon, a renowned consciousness researcher and past life regressionist, always emphasize that older individuals carry an extraordinary wisdom, one that extends far beyond the confines of our current existence. From her perspective, the physical aging process is not an ending, but rather the ultimate phase of a far more expansive and intricate spiritual contract. A contract that simply transitions into a new fascinating stage, rather than concluding with old age. Imagine the shift in perception if society truly understood what unfolds within the soul during this period of life. We would likely regard our elders with profound reverence, rather than the pity or dismissiveness sometimes cast upon them. This is because profound truths exist about the souls of the older generation, truths that many lack the courage to fully confront. One such truth is the soul's gradual yet profound detachment from countless illusions that once held immense importance in earlier life stages. As the years accumulate and the body no longer performs with the same youthful vigor, a natural and serene inner quietude begins to blossom. This newfound tranquility creates a sacred space, allowing the soul to communicate with far greater clarity, speaking volumes without uttering a single word. Dolores Cannon eloquently termed this phenomenon a vibrational transition, suggesting that the soul meticulously prepares itself for an even grander experience, one that awaits beyond this earthly existence. During this remarkable stage of life, many older individuals describe a rich tapestry of unexplained sensations, vivid dreams, and potent memories that defy conventional understanding. They might recount sensing subtle presences, hearing gentle calls, or even perceiving sights with their eyes closed. Dolores Cannon maintained that these experiences are not anomalies or signs of confusion, but rather entirely natural occurrences, intrinsic components of this profound spiritual evolution. This intricate journey through the soul is not always straightforward, but its insights are meant to be shared, offering a chance for you to recognize echoes of your own experience in the profound wisdom we continue to explore. For a long time, society has portrayed aging as the gradual extinguishing of a vibrant flame, a slow dimming into twilight. However, the enlightening perspectives offered by Dolores Cannon paint an entirely different picture, quite the opposite in fact. For her, old age is akin to the moment when the outer flame of life recedes, allowing the inner light to shine with unparalleled brilliance from within. While the quickness of the mind might subtly shift, the soul itself undergoes an immense expansion. Dreams become extraordinarily vivid, emotions acquire a newfound depth, and subjects once overlooked suddenly resonate with profound meaning. Have you ever noticed, perhaps in yourself or someone you cherish, that after a certain age, your perception of the world underwent a remarkable transformation? This isn't a sign of diminishing faculties. It is, unequivocally, a heightened perception. It is the soul revealing to you that there is infinitely more to experience and understand. It signals the manifestation of a subtle, yet undeniably firm, spiritual intelligence. This profound truth remains one of society's most guarded secrets, often sidestepped because it demands immense courage to acknowledge the invisible, to truly accept that the souls of our elders are not waning, but are instead more vibrant and alive than ever before. A common misconception pervades our modern world, the belief that with the march of time, our usefulness dwindles. Yet, the soul operates on a vastly different system of worth, one completely unrelated to societal metrics. Dolores Cannon asserted that the most ancient souls are often those who deliberately chose to undertake the most significant challenges in life's grand tapestry. They embarked on journeys intended for deep, transformative experiences, demanding profound emotional resilience and extraordinary spiritual wisdom. This insightful perspective beautifully illuminates why so many older individuals carry within them unspoken narratives of quiet triumphs and immense inner strength. While they may not openly share every struggle, every hardship overcome, they feel the weight and grace of it all. Beneath seemingly tired eyes often resides a soul that has journeyed across countless pathways, having once been youthful, vigorous, rebellious, and adventurous. Now this very soul observes the world with a profound sense of calm, understanding with unwavering certainty that nothing in this earthly realm is truly permanent. Dolores Cannon frequently spoke of a remarkable truth. The elderly possess access to profound soul records, insights that only become available when the youthful fervor and distraction subside, giving way to a period of deep inner listening, a gift truly beyond measure. Furthermore, a phenomenon many are unaware of is that with advancing age, the soul itself begins a process of profound remembrance. These aren't the familiar memories stored in the brain, but rather recollections from a vast spiritual memory, manifesting as sudden insights, clear perceptions, and strong intuitions that emerge without logical explanation. Through her extensive research, Dolores Cannon consistently found that older individuals were the ones most frequently reporting vivid memories of other lifetimes during their past life regression sessions. This isn't mere coincidence, it is a meticulously orchestrated preparation. The soul skillfully utilizes the stage of old age as a powerful portal, a phase where the everyday conscious mind naturally relaxes. Earthly desires lessen their grip, and the spiritual field becomes more intensely accessible. It is precisely because of this heightened spiritual accessibility that older people often experience premonitions, incredibly vivid prophetic dreams, or deep unexplainable feelings. Regrettably, society frequently dismisses these occurrences as signs of delirium, confusion, or simple fantasy. Yet in truth, these are the unmistakable whispers of the soul attempting to communicate its deepest insights. During this silent, profound internal process, many seniors report an intense urge to revisit aspects of their past. They might seek out individuals with whom they've lost contact, driven by a desire to resolve unfinished emotional business, extend or seek forgiveness, or simply gain a deeper understanding of pivotal life choices. Dolores Cannon clarified that these impulses are not accidental. They signify the soul's deliberate effort to gracefully close various life cycles before embarking on its next great journey. It is as though one's consciousness inherently senses the approach of a significant threshold and consequently feels compelled to arrange everything in order, at least within its inner landscape. This compelling impulse to seek reconciliation, to return to cherished old places, to articulate long-held, unexpressed sentiments, is a powerful movement of the soul yearning for profound peace. And for those who heed this inner call, a remarkable sense of relief often follows. Regardless of one's chronological age, there is always ample time to mend what has been left unresolved. For the soul, in its infinite wisdom, never forgets what still requires its attention and resolution. A fascinating yet often overlooked phenomenon is the profound increase in energetic sensitivity that frequently accompanies the aging process. Dolores Cannon meticulously observed that many seniors develop an exquisitely refined perception of their surroundings, of the people in their lives, and even of the underlying intentions of others. They often possess an uncanny ability to sense when something is amiss, even when no explicit words are exchanged. They perceive subtle shifts in the emotional atmosphere of a home, anticipate news before it arrives, or instinctively avoid certain places without fully understanding the rational why. This heightened sensitivity is far from random. It signals a soul that is more deeply connected, more profoundly open, and increasingly attentive to realms that the rational mind no longer entirely dominates. This precious ability should never be dismissed or labeled as exaggeration. Rather, it should be embraced as an extraordinary gift that blossoms beautifully with time. How many times have you experienced an inexplicable feeling that was later undeniably confirmed? That truly is the soul attempting to offer protection, to provide a silent warning, or to guide you through its unspoken wisdom. Sadly, the hurried pace of modern life often lacks the patience to truly listen to our elders. Conversations are rushed, attention drifts, and time always feels perpetually scarce. Yet, the loss incurred by this oversight is immeasurable. Dolores Cannon profoundly described the elderly as living archives of spiritual wisdom. They have no need to persuade. They simply need to share their stories with tranquil conviction, allowing a deep, timeless lesson to be intrinsically woven into each simple account. But to access this treasure, it is essential to do more than merely hear. One must truly listen, with profound attention, with unwavering presence. For when a senior speaks from the depths of their heart, they are, in essence, inviting you into communion with experiences that transcend the boundaries of this single lifetime. The soul of an older person expresses itself with a timeless grace, free from haste, clamor, or vanity. Perhaps this profound simplicity is why many struggle to grasp the immense value of their words, too preoccupied with the visible world to perceive the rich tapestry of the invisible. Coinciding with this internal shift is a growing, often intense, need for silence among the elderly. This quietude is frequently misunderstood as loneliness or a sign of sadness. However, more often than not, it is a truly sacred silence. Dolores Cannon explained that as the soul prepares for its next magnificent stage, it instinctively seeks moments of deep recollection, not out of discouragement, but from a profound state of contemplation. The senior begins to observe the world around them more intently than they speak, noticing intricate details, recalling distant smells, forgotten sounds, and glances from decades past. It's as if they are meticulously gathering every precious experience they've lived, tucking them away into a most intimate inner sanctuary. This quiet period is imbued with immense meaning. It is the soul's sacred time to reflect upon its extraordinary journey, understanding with unwavering clarity that absolutely nothing was lived in vain. While external observers might misunderstand this, perceiving it as isolation, what genuinely transpires within is an extraordinarily profound spiritual dialogue, a silent yet undeniably potent preparation for what lies ahead. Another profoundly relevant aspect of aging is the remarkable awakening of spiritual humility. As the vibrancy of youth naturally recedes, so too do many of the superficial vanities and societal pressures that once held sway. Liberated from these external demands, the soul begins an exquisite journey of greater acceptance, less judgment, and a deeper, more empathetic understanding of the world. Dolores Cannon considered this one of the most magnificent gifts bestowed by old age. In this transformation, pride gently gives way to the grace of forgiveness, fierce competition mellows into genuine cooperation, and the tenacious grip of attachment begins to noticeably loosen. Many older individuals describe feeling an incredible lightness within, even as they contend with various physical limitations. This inner sensation arises because, on a spiritual level, they are actively detaching from all that no longer holds true meaning or purpose. While this process of detachment is by no means easy, often involving losses, significant changes, and deep introspection, it ultimately bestows a profound inner peace. This is not a peace found in external circumstances, but a deeply rooted tranquility that emanates from within. The soul, with newfound wisdom and significantly less resistance, serenely embraces its own unique unfolding time. Dolores Cannon also strongly affirmed that many seniors find themselves closer to fulfilling their spiritual mission during their later years than at any other point in their lives. The number of years lived or accomplishments achieved until then hold little bearing. The soul's profound mission can emerge with equal potency whether one is 30 or 90. Often, it is precisely these later years that prove to be the most crucially important, as this is when the soul senses its readiness to complete something truly essential. This completion might manifest as a long-awaited reconciliation, the imparting of invaluable wisdom, a profound example set for grandchildren, or a deeply personal internal transformation that sends ripples of positive change across generations. From the soul's perspective, no contribution is ever small. Therefore, it is a significant misconception to believe that an older individual is simply nearing an end. Spiritually, they might very well be at the absolute peak of their journey. While the physical body may experience weariness, the spirit remains remarkably firm, brilliantly lucid, and deeply connected to a purpose that transcends fleeting appearances, worldly productivity, and conventional logic. It is undeniably a sacred purpose of the soul. Even when confronted with significant illnesses or physical limitations, the soul remarkably does not diminish. On the contrary, numerous accounts reveal that in moments of profound physical fragility, the spirit often becomes even more acutely active, vibrant, and present. Dolores Cannon interpreted this as a gradual and purposeful separation between the material body and conscious awareness, a natural and utterly necessary phase in our spiritual evolution. The sensations of pain sometimes experienced may not solely originate from the physical body, but rather from the soul itself, as it actively frees itself from long-held inner constraints and old prisons. While some individuals might experience fear during this transition, others report a profound sense of relief. Regardless of the individual experience, everyone is traversing a unique path that constitutes an intrinsic part of a much grander cycle. When there is a conscious understanding and acceptance of this magnificent cycle, everything shifts. Pain transforms into profound learning. Physical limitation becomes a precious pause for inner reflection, and uncertainty gracefully evolves into careful preparation. The souls of the elderly during this crucial period are not faltering. They are, in fact, magnificently completing a sacred cycle that commenced long before this current lifetime, and this journey deserves to be honored with immense respect and genuine, heartfelt listening. Through her extensive and groundbreaking research, Dolores Cannon also extensively discussed the benevolent presence of spirit guides who often draw closer to individuals during old age. While these guides are typically not visible to the naked eye, their presence is powerfully perceived through sensations of comforting warmth, moments of sudden, profound peace, incredibly accurate intuitions, or even within recurring, meaningful dreams. Many older adults describe experiencing gentle visitations, hearing soft, reassuring voices, or feeling a palpable sense of not being alone, even when physically solitary. According to Dolores Cannon, these are not indicators of confusion, but profound signs of spiritual connection. With fewer distractions from the incessant clamor of the worldly, the soul begins to tune in more finely to the subtle signals emanating from the spiritual plane. As this profound listening capacity blossoms, a deeper sense of clarity and meaning unfolds, making everything resonate more truthfully. It is as if the delicate veils that typically separate our world from other realms become remarkably thinner. The senior in this enhanced state then often becomes a vital point of contact, a bridge between the visible and the invisible, between the present moment and the boundless realms yet to come. Moreover, many seniors experience an increasingly strong desire to teach, to consciously leave behind a meaningful legacy, and to transmit wisdom that cannot simply be confined within the pages of books. Dolores Cannon illuminated this as the soul striving to fulfill its innate mission of sharing the vast reservoir of knowledge and experience it has accumulated. Each older person, in essence, carries within them an unparalleled, invisible library, a collection of invaluable memories, hard-earned lessons, gracefully accepted mistakes, and profound wisdom that yearns to be passed on. When someone offers genuine, attentive listening, a truly magical exchange takes place. The soul of the speaker feels deeply recognized and validated, and in turn, the soul of the listener profoundly expands. This creates a natural and beautiful cycle of spiritual transmission. It truly does not matter if the sharing takes the form of a simple childhood anecdote, a gentle piece of advice, or a heartfelt moment of venting. Every single word carries an inherent energetic frequency that resonates far beyond mere audibility, touching the deeper facets of one's being. Consequently, to truly listen to a senior is much more than a gesture of politeness. It is a profound spiritual opportunity, a chance to connect with timeless truths. Another poignant truth, seldom openly acknowledged, is the profound sense of invisibility many older individuals experience as they age. A society seemingly obsessed with youth and rapid progress often appears to overlook or dismiss those who possess the richest tapestry of life experience. The soul, however, registers this disregard, and it deeply suffers. Dolores Cannon often highlighted that one of the most significant spiritual pains faced by the elderly is a particular kind of forgetfulness. Not a failing of the mind, but a chilling social forgetfulness. This occurs when their counsel is no longer sought, when their opinions are casually disregarded, or when they are incrementally treated as though they no longer possess anything valuable to contribute. This societal oversight engenders a silent, often unexpressed withdrawal, a deep sadness that words alone cannot always convey. Yet, despite this, the soul remains incredibly active, teeming with desires and waiting patiently for a genuine look, a moment of sincere listening, an authentic opportunity to express its timeless essence. For within, no one truly ages. Only the physical body undergoes transformation, while the soul remains eternally whole and vibrant. Dolores Cannon also shed light on the remarkable proximity to spiritual truth that often characterizes the final years of life. For her, aging is profoundly a return to one's fundamental essence. During this period, individuals instinctively begin to ask deeply penetrating questions about their authentic self. Who have I truly become? What impact have I made with my life? What lasting legacy do I still wish to impart? These aren't random ponderings. They originate from the very core of the soul, a soul that is no longer satisfied with superficial distractions. It passionately seeks genuine answers and ultimately profound peace. This intrinsic yearning explains why so many older individuals are drawn to spirituality during this stage, not necessarily formal religion, but a search for a greater, overarching meaning, something that elegantly connects their past experiences with their present reality. It is a heartfelt quest for inner coherence. And for those who bravely allow themselves to embark on this sacred search, a unique kind of serenity blossoms, one entirely independent of chronological age, physical health, or external circumstances. It is the undeniable serenity of a soul deeply at peace with itself. Even when confronted with the inevitable losses that naturally accompany old age, cherished friends passing on, fluctuating health, and the shifts in daily routines, the soul possesses an extraordinary resilience, discovering profound ways to remain vibrantly present. Dolores Cannon eloquently stated that in these poignant moments, the soul paradoxically strengthens. Each loss, no matter how painful, becomes a profound lesson, and every farewell serves as a gentle yet powerful reminder of life's transient nature. Yet, simultaneously, each heartfelt gesture of affection, every sincere conversation, and every treasured memory takes on an immeasurable, precious value. the seemingly small moments transform into the most vitally important experiences because the soul awakens to the profound realization that what truly ensues is not what has been accumulated, but what has been authentically and deeply lived. This is precisely why so many seniors, even amidst physical limitations, are still able to offer genuine smiles, express profound gratitude, and love with an unparalleled depth. They simply have no time to squander on the superficial. Their essence is intimately connected to what really matters. There is also a significant aspect that Dolores Cannon addressed with immense seriousness and reverence: the soul's natural preparation for its ultimate departure, not as something somber or to be feared, but as an inherent and beautiful component of the soul's eternal cycle. From her enlightened perspective, death is not an abrupt end, but rather a seamless and profound passage. Many older individuals experience this truth intuitively. They might begin to meticulously organize personal documents, openly discuss their deepest desires, purposefully craft messages for loved ones, or consciously seek to make peace with past adversaries. This process is not morbid. It is, in fact, an expression of profound wisdom. The soul inherently knows it is approaching a new, significant journey and therefore desires to bring everything into order, not only in the tangible external world, but crucially within its own internal landscape. When this sacred preparation is undertaken consciously and with intention, fear gracefully recedes. The powerful grip of attachment perceptibly weakens, and what remains is a deep, serene surrender, an unwavering confidence that the journey will continue in a different form, on another plane, with the very same soul that has never ceased its remarkable process of learning and evolving. Dolores Cannon profoundly believed that many seniors, often without even realizing it themselves, are actually experiencing their most spiritually productive and expansive moments. This phenomenon arises because, with the graceful arrival of maturity, many worldly distractions naturally diminish. The ego's persistent clamor quietly subsides, and the soul is finally afforded the expansive space it needs to manifest its wisdom with unprecedented clarity. It is not at all uncommon to observe individuals, especially those past 70 or 80 years, who develop remarkably stronger intuitions, an acute ability to perceive subtle energetic patterns, and an uncanny capacity to comprehend complex life situations with surprising and profound depth. This is no accident, it is pure evolution, the magnificent reflection of a soul that has traversed countless pathways and can now perceive far beyond the superficial and obvious. Consequently, it is absolutely essential that the elderly are never silenced or underestimated. In many ways, they are closer to the core essence of truth than many younger individuals. And if we choose to listen to them with attentive hearts and open minds, they possess the incredible ability to illuminate answers to profound questions that many among us dare not even pose. Another often unstated truth is the undeniable fact that the soul of an older person continually yearns to grow. There is simply no point at which it declares, "Enough is enough." Even when the physical body encounters limitations, the soul persistently seeks further learning, deeper connection, and richer meaning. Dolores Cannon consistently affirmed that some of the most profound spiritual transformations unfurl during the very last years of life. This is because, with significantly fewer external distractions vying for attention, there emerges ample time and sacred space for deep self-knowledge and introspection. Many begin to profoundly reflect on the ultimate meaning of their existence, the cumulative impact of their choices, and what genuinely held worth throughout their journey. These reflections are not mere nostalgic recollections. They are vital processes of healing, integration, and profound completion. The soul requires very little to continue its magnificent evolution. It simply needs to be genuinely heard, respected for its journey, and granted the sacred freedom to express its innate wisdom. And that invaluable freedom truly begins when we, as a society, collectively recognize and honor the immeasurable value of the time and life experiences they have lived. It is a common and beautiful phenomenon at this advanced stage of life that the soul begins to actively yearn for simplicity, Dolores Cannon observed that many seniors experience a remarkable sense of relief as they gradually detach from excess material objects, rigid routines, and even relationships that no longer genuinely resonate with their inner truth. This isn't a process of resignation or giving up. Rather, it is an exquisite clarity emerging. The soul begins to effortlessly distinguish what is truly essential from what is merely distracting noise. Hand in hand with this clarity, a profound sense of freedom arises, a liberation that only the passage of time can bestow. The freedom to simply be oneself, unburdened by masks, unhurried by external demands, and without any lingering need to prove anything to anyone. This profound simplicity is, in itself, a magnificent spiritual achievement. It is a time when the soul learns to deeply cherish the golden hues of a sunset, the comforting flow of a good conversation, or a cherished memory that gently warms the heart. Things that once seemed insignificant now loom with monumental importance because the inner perspective has fundamentally shifted, and with that shift, everything acquires a richer, deeper meaning. In her profound lectures, Dolores Cannon often described the elderly as profound guardians of spiritual portals. They inherently carry within themselves the unique keys to understandings and insights that only the slow, meticulous hand of time is capable of revealing. It matters not if they possess great formal education, widespread fame, or vast worldly wealth. What truly matters is the invaluable treasure they hold within their soul, a treasure no one can accurately measure. This invisible yet incredibly powerful baggage is a rich accumulation of countless experiences, endured pains, profound joys, hard-won learnings, and an unwavering faith. When an older person speaks, it is not merely one individual voice you hear. It is their entire timeline expressing itself, the profound sum of perhaps many lives, extending far beyond what our present minds can fully imagine. And if we approach them with the humility to listen with our hearts, truly listening beyond the words, we are granted access to timeless truths that no written book could ever convey. For the soul teaches not just through doctrine, but primarily through its very presence. And the presence of someone who has lived extensively, traversed many paths, carries an inexplicable force that is not simply understood logically, but deeply felt in the very core of one's being. Amidst all the profound transformations that grace our later years, one of the soul's deepest and most enduring needs remains love. Not merely romantic love, but a boundless, unconditional love expressed through the warmth in one's eyes, in gentle care, and in unwavering respect. Dolores Cannon affirmed that in the culminating phases of life, what brings the most profound healing and solace is the simple act of being seen with inherent dignity, being touched gently, being heard with genuine patience, and crucially, being treated as someone who still possesses an abundance of wisdom and contribution to offer. This profound recognition deeply nourishes the soul, rekindling the very desire to live, even when the earthly days feel numbered. This is because the soul does not yearn for grand, theatrical gestures. It yearns for pure truth. And when it encounters that truth, it possesses an extraordinary capacity to flourish and bloom, even in seemingly barren landscapes. Therefore, never ever underestimate the quiet, immense power of an affectionate presence, of time genuinely dedicated and given freely, or of a word spoken with profound care and tenderness. Sometimes these simple acts are precisely all the soul needs to continue its journey in peace. Considering all these profound insights, it becomes abundantly clear why we must openly discuss the souls of the elderly with greater courage, profound respect, and unflinching truth. Dolores Cannon, a pioneer who dedicated her entire life to unraveling the intricate mysteries of consciousness, left us with one of her most potent and enduring messages. The soul itself knows no age. It relentlessly continues its journey, undergoing magnificent transformations and meticulously preparing for entirely new cycles of experience, even as the physical body gently begins its final goodbyes. If you have journeyed with us to this point, perhaps you felt a resonant chord awaken deep within your own being. Perhaps a cherished memory of someone who has passed softly surfaced, or perhaps you recognize the glimmer of yourself within these ancient truths. Remember above all else that your own remarkable soul is still very much growing, expanding, and evolving. And in that continuous growth, you are right now living the very essence of what truly matters.